Hi viewers, yes I know, you all know how to use the slide as you've tested thousands of ounces of silver on it over the past 10 years that I've been making them. Well, apparently some people don't know, and I will explain. There were some questions on eBay, so I thought I'd do a video with the answers. Hello, very nice looking. What are the instructions? Is this complete out of the box? Wondering about magnets? Well, yes, it is complete, as most of my subscribers who have got one will know. It is complete and ready to use, out of the box, and comes with instructions on its use. If I've accidentally forgotten to send them, then my apologies, but I can send them to you if you didn't get the instructions. Usually the instructions are wrapped around the slide. So yes, it is complete and ready to use. What about the magnets? Well, yeah, the magnets are in it, which is why it's called a magnet slide. Anyway, what was the next question? Hello again, I don't see cloth in your pictures. Also, dimensions, you don't give any information. You don't see any cloth in the pictures. Well, if you scroll through the pictures, I usually photograph the side showing the front and the sides and the back. So there's the cloth, and it's not cheap Chinese baize that will wear through once you slide a couple coins down it. It is European, tested, and only to the highest CCT standard. So yes, it's ready to use. It has the magnets. It does have cloth. What else did they say? You don't give dimensions. Well, no, I don't give dimensions because you all know roughly what size it is. You've seen it in the videos. There's the coin, there's the slide. But to satisfy that question, we will answer it. I'm going to have to do it in metric because I've only got a scale rule. Obviously, I'm not using a steel rule for obvious reasons. Now, they're usually about 47, 48 millimeters wide, which is about, well, just inches 7/8 for my friends in the US. And the length is about, well, that's 150, so 170, so it's about 6.5 inches, something like that, 7 inches. So that is the size of it. If you want to know the width, it is about 34 millimeters. That's really about as much as I can say about the size of it. And it is this size for a reason, as most of you will know. The most commonly counterfeited silver is 1 ounce coins, bars, rounds. Although on the odd occasion I have covered the fake 2 ounce, or I think there was a 5 ounce once as well. But anyway, the most commonly counterfeited silver is the 1 ounce. And obviously because it's the most affordable 1 ounce. So there'll, a lot more of them. So anyway, the magnet slide, or CCT silver slide, if you want any information on it, just Google CCT silver slide, and there will be masses of videos and tutorials and everything that come up in the feed. Basically, the slide is the reverse action of testing your silver using a little neodymium magnet whilst holding the bar at 45 degrees and sliding a magnet down it. And as you can see, that went fairly quickly on that Scottsdale bar. Let's try it on this bar, and you will see quite a difference. It has a resistance because the silver is diamagnetic. So a little bit on the design and science behind it. Now, I'm sure many of you know that silver is diamagnetic, and obviously why the little magnet works is because it creates an eddy current with silver. And the issue is that a lot of these counterfeits, like this Scottsdale bar, are made of brass, and brass contains copper, so it will give a slight resistance in comparison to a counterfeit made of other metals like white metal, nickel or whatever, pewter, tin. So the fake Austrian thaler has zero resistance or very little resistance, but the Scottsdale, because it's made of brass, does have a little bit of resistance. And obviously the real thaler, which is 833 silver, does have considerably more resistance than the fake. Anyway, so the best way to get that visible reaction is to not have a slide that's too powerful, and this is where some of these copycat slides that you will see fall foul, because I made a small quantity of these compact slides. Now they will obviously detect a counterfeit made of white metal like this thaler, and you look how very slow, so you would think that would be great. It detects it better because they're not more powerful magnets, but there's more of them, let me put it that way. But if I put the fake Scottsdale, you will also see that goes fairly slow. So by having the magnets more powerful, it will pick up on the copper in these counterfeits. Now at the same time, it will make the real silver even slower, as you can see. So some might say, well, that's better, but it's drawing a fine line, getting the right magnets that will give you an easily visible resistance. So for example, if I were to put the real bar on this slide and the fake on that slide, it looks like they go down the same, so you would think they were real, but testing them both on the same slide, you can clearly see that this one is real and this one is fake. But that difference is a bit harder to define when your magnets are more powerful, and obviously if they're weaker, then it's obviously even harder to tell which is real, because so I spent about 6 months of trials back 10 years ago testing various shape magnets, size magnets, power magnets, various layouts of magnets, and came up with this optimum that would give you a clear visible difference between a real silver bar and a fake silver bar, without also costing an absolute fortune. Anyway, let's switch slides for a bit of fun in the Zebrano and cover another point that I have seen some people do. Now ideally you want your silver in as close contact to those magnets as possible, so sliding it down in a capsule is not going to work. That silver needs to be in contact with the magnets, and obviously that is why we have this German made base, to prevent your bullion getting scratched on the slide. So yeah, you need to decapsule them. You can, of course, if you've got a mint sealed bar like this Ferrous, that should still work because it's a very thin piece of plastic, and obviously you can see a nice slide, slow slide on the slide. Now what else have we got here that I dug out? 5 pesos. Now, as you know, ferrous metals will just stick. Don't try and push them down, or don't try and pull them off, because you will damage your slide. Just push them back up the way they came. And if you wanted to see the real one, which is 72% silver, so it will run slightly faster than 999. The Spanish, all these, I can't remember, these 5 pesetas, I can't remember now. But so I'm guessing you're guessing which is the real one, aren't you? This one has tone since I got it, rather nasty looking toning. But again, ferrous metal, so it will stick. What else did I leave out for testing for your enjoyment? Oh, the Morgan dollar. Oh, a couple of Morgans, look at that. Yeah, you can't really, they don't really work because it needs to be in close contact. So let's test that Morgan. And then that Morgan, nice slow slide on the slide, unlike this nasty counterfeit. So yeah, whenever I buy silver on the secondary market, the first thing I do is put it down the slide, and if I'm unsure, then I will measure and weigh. I don't even measure and weigh first, I literally just put it on the slide is the first thing. And then if I'm not sure or something looks off with it, I will double check it, but usually if it's right on the slide, it's right. Anyway, thank you for hanging out with me all this time. Those of you who have, the link to purchase these will be in the description. This is my very last granite one here in the UK. There's a few in the US, just arrived in New York. Links to those will be in the description. And mahoganies as well, all various woods, oak, walnuts. Links will all be in the description. And keep calm and keep stacking that genuine silver, and I'll catch you on the next one. Bye. Here's a quick little bonus clip for you for those who are still watching. Several of you have asked in the past about copper. I never bother testing copper because in my 12 years on YouTube I've never ever seen a counterfeit made of copper. I've had nobody ever tell me about a counterfeit made of copper, and there are several reasons they don't make them out of copper, which I won't get into for this bonus clip. But let's do the eagle versus copper. Now we do know that the copper is slightly lighter, but anyway, let's just do it just for, as Sal would say, gits and shiggles. A little bit slower, but then it is thinner and lighter, so if it were the same weight it would probably be slower than the eagle. Oh, they were matched that time, didn't they? Anyway, there you go. Thanks for watching. Bye.